So a little while ago, a game called Overwatch hit store shelves, and since that fateful day, my productivity has drastically decreased. So why not combine an addiction with productivity and make a video for good old Overwatch? Here we go. Overwatch is a competitive first-person shooter developed and released by Blizzard, the same company who brought you many a Warcraft game and some other pretty great titles. After seeing the initial trailer for Overwatch, I instantly shrugged it off as just a TF2 clone, but now that it's out, I'm happy to tell you there is so much more than that. The gameplay consists of two 6-player teams battling it out in a couple of game modes. One which requires one team to push a vehicle from one point to another, whilst the other team has to stop them from pushing. Another where two teams battle it out over possession of a point, and the final mode, which is a hybrid of the previous two modes. Whilst there isn't many game modes, they still offer up some insanely fun, intense battles where team coordination is key. Seriously, get yourself together with a group of friends and have a go. It's one of the most entertaining multiplayer games I've played in years. Alongside these game modes are the range of diverse and intricate maps which, again, whilst not having many, have tons of detail put into them and each have various routes to flank and push enemies. The fact that there's only 12 maps seriously encourages the player to learn the areas and use them to their full advantage. Now here's where the game truly gets interesting. There is currently 21 heroes at your disposal who are categorized under 4 subtitles: offense, defense, tank, and support. You might assume that the characters under each category play similarly, but you couldn't be more wrong. The way each character plays differs between heroes as they each have different attack sets, speeds, and amount of health. A feature that I personally love is the fact that whilst the game does give tips for team building, a lot of these characters are diverse in the circumstances that you can use them in. An example of this will be one of my personal favourite characters, Junkrat, who whilst is classed as a defense hero, can be really effective in the attack role. After each match there's a nice little play of the game feature which shows off the best play of the game. While in theory this is a really nice addition to the game, a lot of the time the plays don't tend to be overly great and mostly boil down to Bastion setting up shop on the site and racking up the kills. Despite this, it's still a nice addition to the game that can really help to show other players new tactics. I like it. Now here's something that might spark a little bit of controversy. Blizzard decided to add a series of cosmetic skins, sprays, voice lines, and player avatars that you can unlock by opening these loot boxes. Whilst in theory people may be turned off by this as there's an option to purchase these boxes, but you can still get them every time you level up as a nice little reward. I personally love this as I feel like it gives incentive to want to level up to get some nice new skins. It also helps that Blizzard doesn't shove the microtransactions down your throat whenever you start the game up, which always helps. Overall, Overwatch is an absolute blast to play, alone or with friends, and offers up a great character roster and intense battles. This, and the fact that Blizzard will be adding new maps and characters down the line for free, really makes for a great deal, and if you couldn't tell already, I can't praise this game enough, and if you haven't already, I would suggest that you picked up Overwatch as soon as you can. Well, I know you can do what you want, I'm not your boss. Hey, I just want to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters, Austin, Stuart, Melvin, and Joe. You guys are bloody swell.